In our first half hour, we introduced you to Lyric Gordon. She's the one flipping across your screen right now. The talented athlete is an elite gymnast who's from East Moline and trains right here in town. She's earned 20 national title rankings and became the first woman in USTA history to complete a double-double in one pass at just 12 years old. And if that wasn't impressive enough, as one of the best tumblers in the country, Lyric is about to head overseas to represent the U.S. on the world stage. It all starts 1 month from now with the World Cup in Azerbaijan, and it's why Lyric is joining us right here on The Current once again. Thanks for being back with us.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so people that might have missed it in our first half hour, do a quick recap for us. How long have you been doing gymnastics?
I started gymnastics when I was 5, so it's been about 12 years now. I'm 17.
And you specialize in what event?
Floor.
Oh yeah, lots of tumbling.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me about the World Cup in Azerbaijan. How did you qualify for this?
Yeah, so they have, like the placement goes through 3 different trials. So we go to 3 different meets and then they add up the scores from there. And that determines if you make the national team or not. And then once they get the scores and the placements from there, that determines if you get to go out the country to compete.
Okay, so when it comes to elite gymnastics, how does it work with scoring of execution versus difficulty?
Yeah, so basically difficulty just goes like, it's the same difficulty as gymnastics since it's all the same flips and everything. Execution is still out of 10. So you get like all the same scores, all the same things. It's just based on your performance.
So how long have you known that you qualified for the World Cup?
So when I went to nationals, after my first day out of prelims, we seen that I made the national team. So from there, we were kind of just like, okay, like we actually have a really good chance at this. And then finals came and it was there. So we were just prepared ever since then.
Oh my gosh. Well, after this, like I said, next month is the World Cup. And then you go to Michigan and Florida and Rhode Island. Then you have the World Games in China and then the World Championships in Spain. Am I missing anything here?
No.
That's a packed schedule, Lyric. What is it like to be at the top of your sport like this?
You know, it's been a long road to get here. You know, it's definitely been really challenging, but like now that I'm here, I'm so glad that I've made all my goals happen. And ever since I was a kid, I've always dreamed of, you know, just like getting to this goal and hitting where, you know, my expectations are. And now I'm here. I'm just really proud of myself.
What do you mean? I mean, a long road. I'm sure you put in lots of long hours. What else has this been like for you?
Really just like a lot more training times. Ever since, you know, we knew that I was going to this competition, it's been a lot more training, you know, a lot more hours in the gym, a lot more conditioning, you know, just definitely just a lot more all around, you know, like especially like having back in school now, you know, like since like we were just on break and now we're back in school, you know, I have a lot of more schoolwork now and, you know, just like a lot more training, going to the gym earlier, you know, leaving later, you know, it's really just a lot more trainings, but it'll all be worth it in the end.
Yeah, because somewhere in the midst of all these travels, you got to get your homework done too.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So now you're in a unique position where girls that you have competed against for years are now your teammates on Team USA.
Yeah.
What else are, besides getting to spend time with them, are you looking forward to when it comes to these international competitions?
I'm looking forward to actually being able to go out the country. I've never been out the country before, so I'm really excited for that. And being able to just travel, you know, like I'm kind of tired of being in the cold, so I'm just kind of ready to travel and I'm ready to just like get out and explore, you know, be able to see new things, like see new cultures and everything. I'm just really excited for that too.
Yeah, and show off your immense talent.
Yeah.
Okay, let's look past all of these competitions. Once you graduate high school, what are you gonna do? What's next for you?
Yeah, so as far as school, I want to go to college and study radiology. As far as, you know, like sports, I would just like to take it day by day, see what happens after Worlds and just keep going from there.
Lyric, you approach everything with such a mature mindset and attitude. We were asking her if she gets nervous, and what did you say?
No.
I love it. Okay, any piece of advice you have for any young gymnasts out there?
I would just say, just keep following your dreams. You know, some practices aren't going to be the best practices. Sometimes, like, it's going to be harder than other days, you know, but just keep following your dreams because eventually you'll achieve it.
Yeah, well, that works for gymnasts, but also all of us listening to you, Lyric. Thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you.
You guys, our News 8 sports director, Corey Kuffler, got to attend one of her practices and talk to her coaches, and you can check out his story with Lyric on WQAD.com underneath the As Seen on TV tab.